really like that.
Hey girl, drop 밑에 하나 얻어놓긴 now girl 미스 때 gauge towards real What class it girl I'm a dub shit you saw me.
Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are here taking a look at a pre-debut. This is a group called HANA with their track Drop. We have a music video and dance practice to get into. I'm excited for this. Some of you guys recommended or asked me to take a look at the group since we are right here right before the drop of them, and I always like to catch groups at debut or whenever they're prepping for a debut because it's fun for me to be a part of their journey in real time, because I do have the privilege of being able to marathon a lot of K-pop and J-pop groups alike and seeing their progress over an extended period of time, so it's really nice to get groups, you know, from the jump like this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Well, that's rude. Yeah. All these flowers. I like the vibe of it, for sure. What we dropping? What we doing? Oh no, that's the name of the track. Silly me. Oh, it ain't over. Come on now. Oh, it is. It's okay though. Rena, okay. Okay. I think somebody told me that she was the one in charge of it. So fun. It's a vibe. We love it. Be rave or brave. Okay. Yes, I have a performance version, but you guys know me. Fixed cam dance practices is where we like to live, so that's what we're about to tackle. I'm ready. Let's go. Ooh. Ah, I really like that. Okay. I like her tone a lot. It's a vibe. Woo, that was fun. I like their outfits because I feel like I own that entire fit. But I like the opposing zips on it too. Yeah. Yeah. I love reveals like that. Transitions when they're intentional are so fun. Fun. Ooh, with the lingering finish. That was, oh, we gotta let it finish, let it finish. Let it cook. There we go, to end screen. I really like that. It's a vibe. It's nice. I think the structure of it, it's showcases individuality. We're not focusing so much on synchronicity. That's something I've noticed with J-pop groups, and that's okay. I think that's cool. I would say Japanese members of global groups in the K-pop side, they have heavy synchronicity. But when it comes to the actual J-pop groups, they're like, we're singing live, we're going at our own vibe. Like, Be First, their choreo is wild, right? But they're not like super squeaky clean on it, which is absolutely fine. I need to see more Jet Boy bangers because all of them are affiliated with D-League and they are clean over there. So I gotta look there before I have a more refined perspective, right? But I like the fact that it definitely feels like we're doing choreo, but we're gonna do it where it's clean enough for you to get what we're coming across on, which there is a respect to the choreographer to have it clean like that. But we're also like, we're prioritizing us as people, like see us as people who are doing a dance. Like, it's not, I don't know, there's not like it's not, I'm not saying it's manufactured. I don't really come from that lens really ever when I look at stuff. But I can see that they're really trying to push their own perspective of movement, which I think is really dope. I love that. So from here, we're already starting from a mirrored formation, but even here, it's little things like this where, you know, they are technically doing the same arm, but one of them is catering more towards the wrist, and she's catering more towards the elbow that's resting on the head. Little things like that normally you would see in a squeaky clean, competitive, mega crew, you know, everything, every T is crossed, every I is dotted. You know, which, side note, Japan is very competitive in the mega crew scene, especially under HHI and WOD. Like, they're very, very proficient at clean. So we know they have the discipline to do it, which is why I always find it fun that I'm noticing more in their entertainment, like J-pop groups, that they don't go that route. It's really, really cool, honestly. Just an observation. Remember, my lens is still very limited in comparison to the vast discographies that we can experience together, but hey, lifelong journey as a learner over here, so I'm excited to continue to dive in. But I like, you know, we are mirrored at least in formation, where you have those that are up, angled out, you have those low, angled out. Everyone's angled out except for your center. Is she leader? Maybe. She's giving leader energy. She's setting it up. It kind of feels like low-key a crown right here, which is cool. We all lean out. Everyone's looking. Shh, you hear this build up in the track. You have them all look to the front, which is really cool. Here we go. And we go, hit it. Come on, a little pop off. And we hit it, we accent with the legs, and then we throw it, toss it down. That does feel like a Rena vibe. Come on now. Present it forward. I love that. And then we have our arms out. Now, what's really cool, too, is with Rena, if you wanted to actually take a class from her, and you were like, oh my gosh, I don't know, I can't, like, go to Japan and take from her. You can. I do think she has a class on building block, because that's who I use for online dance platform training. They have, I think Rina does have a class on there, so if you want to like kind of have a taste of her movement quality outside of the scene here, you can go there. So I'll promote her in that sense. Come on now. So I like that they hit it over for one side. So it's not, ooh, I almost just dropped my coffee, sorry. So hitting it, so it definitely feels like we're about to do a Dougie, but it's just more of a variant there in the setup, right? And no, we can clock it as a Dougie. It's a Dougie, but they're more laid back about it. And they go hit, ball change. Oh my gosh, Jess. I feel like I'm just not using proper words here. No, they hit and then they bring it back. So it technically is a ball change, and then they step behind on it. I like the fullness of it. Different arms, I like the clap on that. Traveling it through, everyone is now nice and low, but notice once again, angles more individualized. Some are kind of actually resting the arm on the thigh. Like, this feels like, it feels like a crew, but like pre-synchronicity competition circuit crew. Like, it feels like that, it feels very homely to me. It feels comforting in a sense, which I really like, and it actually helps push their intention as a group more forward, if I'm being honest. It's really cool. Yeah, what's real? And I like how they rotate it through. I love that as they take it up to the head, travel it down. Really cool. They swipe it down, which is nice. Some subtlety. I like the ball change where we have the heel and the front foot. That's what's helping with the movement, like moving us to a new spot because it's a transition right now. And then the ball, the foot in the back. So that's really cool. And then we have our accent. Our focuses are in the upper body, but the lower body is functioning as a transition, right? And they travel it up. And I like this little action right here as we travel it. That's a polyrhythm because you have this moving that's on a completely different justification of technique than what you're seeing in the other arm. Top. So technically they're hitting the same sound, like top, right? But this is going more of a swim, different plane as this. Really fun. And they drop it. Come on now. They switch it over to shoot. And then we hit it over, da-da. So nice. We're keeping it syncopated, hitting on her words, which is really cool. Travel it through. I like the brush, really nice on that. Traveling it through. I like the little body roll down, and then we travel the energy up from the hips up to the top, and then we swim it over. We pop the hip down. I love that. And we travel it up, and we go swim with the arm. We swing it. Now, if I'm looking at individuals who may not have as much movement quality, like refinement over the years. Now, notice what I mean. I'm not saying, I don't say bad dancers because there really aren't bad dancers. There's like, people say good and bad. Nah, I say there's refinement and unrefinement in styles. No one's inherently bad. There's people who have a lot of experience doing something proficiently and people who are learning this genre, who are a student of it. So say an individual that sticks out to me is somebody who doesn't feel as comfortable in this genre of movement as others do. She may be in other elements, but in this one in particular, how her body and her torso is integrating itself throughout the sequences is what I'm picking up on, would be my girl right here. I like her vocals though. So she's a vocalist. A lot of times vocalists tend to not be the most proficient in movement, but you also have, the other can be true too, where you have somebody's freaking killer and they can freaking sing out the wazoo, right? I would say Daichi Miura is a great example of that. He even choreographs all of his stuff. He's awesome. It's so cool. And y'all are like, Jess, oh my God, you've looked at Daichi Miura? Yes, I cannot get any of his stuff on YouTube. That gets blocked worse than anything. So it is on Patreon. I think if you're just a member, you don't even have to pay. Just a member on the Patreon side, you get access to those. So if you want to see me look at that, he's awesome. But I'm saying I'm saying there's always exceptions to things, but a lot of times vocalists are ones who aren't the most proficient in movement in certain genres that they do choose to be a part of in a group. But she's holding on mighty fine. She just sticks out to me in just movement quality, sequences that we're seeing that don't feel as comfortable, if that makes sense. But doesn't discredit her effort, right? I think it's because it's just more muted and we don't have a lot of this torso taking risks like the ISO that we're seeing from some of our ladies near the front, right? The top, I like that, where they go and they pick up the leg there to help initiate or trigger the arms to travel up. That's cool. I love that moment. Da 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 da. Listening up is just nice. I like that we have two of our girls drop low. Cool. I like that we have a drop in level because it justifies this track name called drop. It's interesting that they call it drop and not top because I say top a lot in this routine or in this track. It's cool. They drop it low, which is, I love that. They pick up, now this move here, a lot of times you see people do a heel twist scuff on it. Like in, Run? BTS has a track, da-da, move, da-da-da. Like I've seen that little excerpt before. This one though, it just felt like we were scuffing and we hopped it. So we didn't add a heel toe to it. Absolutely fine. I think that's great. They use it to help transition. Really fun. Travel through. I like that we take it right there under the jacket. We pull it. I really like the pull on that to get the two girls to mirror in their transition. And then you have my other 4 in the back, taking it up, accent with the head. What's also nice too is normally when I look at debuts, I touch on this. I'm surprised I made it this far and hadn't touched on it. They're an odd number group, so you're going to deal with better balance and better symmetry without hiding people, because you're dealing with 1-point features, which a lot of times in groups you do a lot of mini features, right? With one person, sometimes with 2. They're going to be your point in a formation, or they're going to be your outlier, and so you can make it all balanced to surround them and frame them without having to worry about hiding somebody or creating and forcing another level in order to make it look symmetrical. So all that to say, really cool. So I like how they travel it through. I like the toss down, which is also nice to hit that music, hit that part of the music, that sound, and so they hit it to reset to the front, hit, and I like the little tap on the hip. It's cute. It hits on the bass. So you bring it to the back, and I love that. That's fun. Where they bring it down, I like the hip accent there. They travel it up in energy. Now that wasn't, center, where my group over here on the stage left side, they were a little bit further out, so it didn't feel like the true crisp center. But once again, doesn't bother me. For me, as much as I love a good, clean, squeaky clean choreography, 9 times out of 10, it will not bother me in an entertainment group unless it's in a competition. Because when you're dealing with competition, synchronicity is a lot of times a criteria or a standard that doesn't even need to be part of the criteria, but it's what does preface scoring and a lot of schemas of rules and regulations for competitions. But because it's really, the competition is becoming successful in the industry, it's way more subjective, and it has to deal with the public interest and how the public, looks at your routine and what kind of judgments they make on it. And from surface level, from the deeper they go, from the information they pull from comments or from the individuals and behind the scenes material, it's really all you can go off of, right? So I don't look at these the same way as if I'm looking at, if I'm judging mega crews. That is something to hold them accountable to based on what they signed up for in competition, right? Here, I think if anything, it's just we're learning, what do they want to be known for? Do they want to be known for individuality? Do they want to be known for their stage presence? Do they want to be known for, cleanliness? It's because there's groups known for that. They want to be known for that, for their charisma, their rap line, their dance line, their vocal line. It just depends. And at debut, you don't really have those things figured out a lot of times, so you have a couple comebacks, but it's nice to kind of dip our toes in what kind of potential they have in different facets is kind of my point. It's really fun. So she travels it through. I love that. So we have it through. I like the march on that. That was a fun ripple. 1, 2, 3. To get them moved over. And then they end up framing around her, which is really dope. Notice that you have 2 on each side. They're angled to the inside, and she's of course facing more same direction as those on the stage left side, but because she is an outlier, not doing the same arms, that helps keep her as a feature and not as she's joining the group now in the same way. Like, she needs to keep our attention. Then we have 2 girls over on the side on stage right, which is fun. And then we end up going into a mirrored formation. No, oh my gosh, windowed formation. Just do better. Yeah, windowed formation. And what a windowed formation is you have a line and then you have windows, which is the space in between. And then when you have somebody in between 2 people, they are in the window. Ta-da! Da-ding! That's a really bad window, but anyway, that's kind of what it is. Then they end up doing like a subtle rock away, like an old school kind of rock bounce on it, and then they do some tension on it, and I love that they held it to hit her tone there. That was really fun. And then they boom accent it to the back, and they end up turning out of it, like the hands behind the back. She has her hand more towards the front. It allows us to still clock her as feature. Really nice. I like the toe taps on that, which is also really nice to see there. And she brings it over, and then it does look like I don't know if they're trying to twist on the heel or the toe, which that's the benefit of when you have a really, really clean group, is that it's easier to know what a group is doing on footwork or that kind of stuff. But for me, that's only if you want to cover a group as a group, like a group K-pop, J-pop cover, right? Yeah, so it does look like we're going more on the heels for that as we twist them out, which is really nice. And then they bring it over. I like the brush on the hands, and then we go in and out, and they brush to the back. They're like, excuse me. And then we have our vocalist coming from the back. She's the only one that didn't even start the rotation. Really nice. She already was garnering attention from me Well, first thing, the music video was really nice, but secondly, I think because how she was holding herself and composing herself as everybody was rotating to the back, it allowed me to clock her. And she's in center, so it makes it easier for us to see her too. So they're walking, and it goes 1, 2, 3, and then they present the hand out, and they accent with the shoulder, which is nice. I love that. They turn out of it, and then they end up doing it does look like they're doing a little bit of a sliding of the legs or the feet, to get them more condensed in their formation. They take the arm out, and then they go and they present it down. I like the speed change on that. I love how she presents the arms up and down, and I really like how she creates breath out of it, which is cool. We reset. I'm telling you right now, she would be really great as like a feature on a rock song, like a J-rock song. She's got a great tone for it. Anyway, it goes 1, 2, 3. So I really like the fullness of the body roll as we hinge it back. And notice too here, just to kind of reiterate a lot of my points. Well, firstly, let me see if they finish. Two of my girls don't drop all the way. She doesn't drop all the way, and she doesn't drop all the way. Could it be because they're vocalizing here and it's really hard to? There's always a chance of that, maybe. But I'm noticing others go really low, and then she's not hinging as far back. Could very easily be because of we are vocalizing, and that is a priority here, right? And I love that da-da-dun. I like the fullness of the opposition of the leg with the arms. It's cool. Drop it, drop, and then go toss with the hands. There's your oh my gosh, there's your Dougie going into the ball change sequence to hit that sound in the back, which is cool. It goes, what's real? Now, she doesn't do opposition like we saw the first time we saw this choreo, so it feels more unified here. It's nice and subtle. Hit a ba-da-da, and then we toss it through, which is nice. Yeah, it goes top. Whew, fun. All this is nice. Very nice conversational. Love that when we're saying no. Pointing, brushes, flicks, those types of things. It's you're listening, I'm having a conversation with you, because those are very gesture based, right? Like how I'm talking, a lot of their movements are in the same family tree as what I'm doing, right? So that's why I really like it, because it does feel like they're talking to us. If you just look at choreo, it's showing that too, physically in the conversational elements. Really nice. The brush on the flick of the leg is nice, and we hit it, body rolling down. Now you can see some of my girls have a really nice refinement of that, and that's another reiterating my point. I'm excited to see her grow. Yeah, treat this as like the very beginning of our marathon with the group, for a lifelong marathon with them, right? Because this is the only track I really have to go off of. But I normally clock this kind of stuff when I look at a group at debut. It's little things like that. And so you can see with one of my girls here, I really like how you can see every isolation and how she travels it up through energy. And then you can also see those that don't have that refinement. A lot of the time over the years, you're gonna see those things chill out, and everyone's gonna be more on the same page when they're all exposed to similar fingerprints of movement, but they're also all going through the technical training that they go through together. Like the more you do stuff with others, the more you're gonna emulate them. Physically, that stands true as well. It's kind of my underlying point. So that's my whole thing. I'm excited to see her grow in ways that she's also going to grow in, to where there's going to be overlapping elements in their styles, and they're going to get cleaner over time. That's just what happens. It's cool. Cool stuff. Brings down, boom. Yeah, with the hip is fun. The brushes there are nice. I like how we bring it over the mouth as we have that little swing is also cool. A little top. And then we body roll out of the way, which is also really nice. More snaking with the head, which I find fun. And they're like, what? They're like, okay, Miss Ma'am. She catches it, which is nice. Then the little shoulder shrugs on that's also cool. They triple the bass on that, so it's syncopated on bass. And I like the little gun action on that, which is really cool there. And then goes dun. So I like the little money sign on that, which is fun. Traveling it all the way over to the side. Good chance that they marked this, or they have somebody behind them saying don't go any further. I've seen both take place. All that looks great. So travel it over the side. I like that arm me, which is also nice. Then you have this little gliding motion right here, and I like the subtlety going on over on that stage right side. The look is nice. And she goes point and look, really fun. And I like that they swing the arms nice and subtle, so they're contributing an environment, but they're not taking away the energy or our focal point from her, which means that she is doing a good job on presenting herself to us, which is nice. And they go bass, so I like that she ends up pulling them, and they're accenting with the chest to help make that look more full. Traveling it through, I like the drop, which is also nice there. The hit, knock, ooh, come on. Instead of knocking, they're knocking with the elbows. Ooh, we like that. Yeah, the hit and throw it back. Come on now. Subtlety with that. And then I love transitions like this. So they go in column. They do a reveal in the back. I love not only just the reveal, it's great. Good classic way to reveal somebody in feature, but the fact that they walk and they mirror the stop and they're like in mid-walk. I love moments like that. It's so cool. And they swing the arm on once and they're not even looking. So they all have to trust that their range is in check, meaning, or the timing and how they stopped was right and the angles are right because they're not looking to verify. It's cool. And the 1 and 2 and 3, so they're all folding the arms out. I like that choice. It's cool. And we melt it through. I love that she does a little trace up. Good performance on that. And then they end up doing a nice, what is that? It's just we could call it, it's just strobing. I always get tied up. Are we going to do strobing or ticking for that? I'm going to go ticking. Yeah, because it's more full and it's more, there's like this little reverb on the tail end of it. So I'm going to go ticking for that. That's cool. I love that. The fact that I can say that. Way to go, girls. I love that. Come on now. And then the same thing there. And she goes finish out on her sentence, which was really nice there, on her phrase. I don't say the word sentence very often. I always say phrase. So whenever I said that just now, I was like, what a strange English word. Anyway, it's fine. It works. And then we go into the Dougie again. Same thing as before. Top, top, top. Different person going into the front. And they go do like a little mic drop moment there. Shoot. Travel it through. Hit, over, through. That's a lot of fullness. So I can't quite see and confirm what this in particular is itemized. So they travel it through. I think we're going here. I think it's that. But it's so full that I don't know if they're actually like switching up the arms. If it's the same, I think that's fine. But if they were going to switch up fingers to stuff, then that would need to be more refined in order for us as an audience to clearly see that. But because I'm guessing that it's the same thing that they do multiple times and then they send it, I think it's fine. I like the swing. And notice that we have fullness with the body and we travel it down. Come on now. And they go dee-dee-dee-dee, boom-doo-doo-doo. I really like that. Hairography for days, letting the hair do its thing. And then we step to a new spot. And we toss it. So we hit, throw. Then we keep going. Really nice. So it goes top, 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 right there into a V. Nice. And then we go. The swings on the arms are choom, choom. You hear this sound, which is nice. So we hit it over from one side to the other. And then she takes her arm, boom. And then she rotates it, which actually ties into this situation that we were seeing in the courses. So I love that. And they all let their head come up. She also looks up at the end too. I love that finish. This was really, really fun. This was great, honestly. And side note, when I see it go to a white screen like this, like that, it reminds me of Kingdom Hearts, the opening screen before you play the game from like PS2. So if you're like, Jess, I don't know what you mean, that's okay. I love that. That was really fun. Yeah, this was such a great little debut here, and it makes me intrigued. I'll be following the group. I subscribe to their YouTube, so the goal is to be able to stay on top of their releases. I try to be a good steward of that when groups that I've marathoned or that I catch a debut. When I look at their material, I try to stay, relevant to it. It gets hard sometimes, so please extend grace to me if it does take me a little bit longer than the average commentator to take a look at it and review it. But normally also know too, I normally wait when it comes to J-pop groups or any K-pop pop group that has a music video that will have a dance. I normally wait for a dance practice to come out in order to review it, so we can have the privilege of seeing a fixed cam, really appreciating the choreography for the transitions and what they are, because a lot of times performance videos cut in between. I know they have a performance video, so maybe it was fine, it was cool and great, but I really liked being able to just see them just focus on the movement, it was cool. You guys know me, I know you. I'm Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.